and sit up straight without using your hands. Try. Yes. Go. Up. Take a deep breath. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
When we first see them, depending on how old the injury is, how long they've been in a wheelchair, it is possible that they could still get further function back. So when we classify them, we tend to, if there's any queries, if they're on a borderline, we'll tend to put them into the higher class, often on the assumption that there will be further recovery as well. And if they don't get that recovery, and if we see them later and they haven't improved as we expected, it is possible that they get dropped back down into the lower class.
Hold it.
In the past, like in '98 in Toronto, classifiers looked at me 3 times during that tournament to bump me up from a 2.5 to a 3. Then they looked at me play, and then I was told afterwards they just decided that I actually had a little bit of talent. So my classification stayed at the 2.5. And since then, I started losing hand function because little things at home started to get a lot difficult. Cooking and picking up the kettle. All of a sudden, I'm dropping ball.
Open your fingers, bend a little bit and straighten it.
From having quite mobile fingers to having no finger function.
So that's a 2-.
2-, yes. Okay.
My actual game performance deteriorated, and the coach would be like, sharpen up, work harder kind of thing. So to be reclassified in Athens and go down, and for the loss of function to be acknowledged, and to go down half a point to a 2 was actually at the time quite a weight lifted off my shoulder, because it was like, all of a sudden, yes, there is a problem.
It's a round-robin tournament where everyone gets to play everyone else. So we face Japan, the Aussies were in their usual form, and South Africa came out firing. As other New Zealand teams have found, staying healthy on tour can be hard work.
Interesting night last night, but 2 in the morning, 4 of the guys went down with their runs and the chucks. It's just something we've got to manage. We'll manage it well, and we'll be right for the games that matter. Athletes who have a disability do have their own unique set of challenges, and obviously one is the health. For example, urinary tract infections, we're a lot more susceptible to them. Well, if you get a powerful UTI, well, obviously that's going to knack you for competition and for training. If you get a pressure area, which again we're more likely to get by the virtue of the fact of lack of circulation, etc., that's going to stop your training or could affect your competition. Chest infections, because they don't have the same lung power. So all of those things, we just need to be aware.
If something's wrong, like if, for example, my catheter gets blocked and I don't change it, my bladder will just keep filling and filling and filling. And if I don't empty it in time, my blood pressure will skyrocket, I'll get the sweats, I'll start getting goosebumps, and if I don't get to it quickly, I could stroke. It can kill me. And that's the same if you've got a urinary tract infection. If you get really sick, autonomic dysreflexia can kill you. It's that bad.
1, 2, 3, play!
There was always going to be Australia in the final.
I need to hear you talking to each other. You've got to transition faster. Stay focused. The job is a million miles from being done. Three minutes to play.
optimist, you know. I don't tend to look in the past too much. But the beach reminds me of lots of things that I can't do. Because before my accident, I was, you know, a surfer when I wasn't playing rugby. So if I was to be reincarnated, I'd want to come back as a surfer, for sure. Now I've got an off-road wheelchair that lets me get onto the beach. For 13 years, I didn't have that, and it was always a struggle. You know, I can go to the beach now wherever I want, on my own. Yeah, when I dream that I'm walking, or my wheelchair's not far, or I'm pushing it, or I walk funny, a little bit slowly. But I don't have any reason to be bitter about my life. It's a good life. If you'd asked me, would I ever take that day back? That's probably a pretty tough question. But I don't really have any reason to take that day back because I'm happy.
Well, I'm just a regular Joe with a regular job. I'm your average white suburbanite slut. I like football and baseball and books about war. I'm an average house with a nice hardwood floor. My wife and my job, my kids and my car. My feet on the table and a Cuban cigar.
I never thought I was scared of heights, but I guess I am. I just felt like everything was going to go wrong.
3,000 feet down. It's pretty cool that they let me come this close, but I don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. I'm pretty scared.
I play rugby, you know. I do something that's possibly quite dangerous, but you know, I just could not get close to the edge. Man, it was just so hot that day. There wasn't, you know, a huge breeze. For us, we can't control the temperature. We can't sweat. So when it gets hot, we just continue getting hotter. Our core temperature rises. We become anxious, uncomfortable.
Man, this is just so hot. It's only 35 degrees, but it feels like 45, 50.
We had the aircon working overtime all the way to the beach.
We angle them out and we'll have them in front of the face of the wave. Like the feeling that you want to get is just climbing and dropping and climb, you know.
And that all makes perfect sense. Perfect sense, mate. Perfect sense. I'm down. Down with the lingo. Yeah.
Oh, Malibu was amazing. Yeah, it was a good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, being in the water's quite weird, you know. It's hard to explain, but